Ronnie won't sell the mansion to Drew. Ronnie meets the real Drew Kane, and Sidwell reveals the next step of his plan to Marco. Monday, October 27, 2025. Today on General Hospital, Sonny can't shake the feeling that Marco is bad news. Emma and Gio enlist help in their plan to take down Dalton, and Nathan gives Lulu something to think about. Isaiah surprises Portia at her office and is ready for their weekend at his cabin. They passionately kiss and she says she's got a lot of work to do still, so she will meet him there. There is a knock at the door, they compose themselves and Trina walks in. She wonders if she's interrupting. Isaiah pretends he's getting a consultation and heads out. Portia knows Trina's upset about the divorce, and Trina just hopes her parents can be the kind of exes who can be friends after they're split. Portia believes they can. Later, Trina gets a text from Kai inviting her to dinner, and Portia urges her to go. What does Curtis propose to Jordan? At her place, Jordan drinks wine and dwells on Portia's pregnancy. Curtis shows up at her door with some paperwork on the walkthrough he did for her new apartment. Jordan's Noodle Buddha order shows up, so she invites him to stay for dinner. Over dinner, Curtis says he knows things have been awkward between them, and she is not the reason his marriage is over. He tried to save his marriage for Trina's sake, but she's not a child. Curtis believes there is something still between them, and now knows he ended their marriage too soon. Gio opens up to Emma. At Bobby's, Gio hugs Emma and tells him that Lois said some things he needed to hear. They sit down, and Gio says nobody will replace Camilla as his mother, but he can sense how much Brooklyn and Dante want to be his parents. He feels he's a grown man and it's too late, but perhaps he can have some type of relationship with them. Their talk quickly turns to Emma wanting to bust Dalton, so Gio suggests they should strike now while they still have the chance. Nathan gives Lulu advice, but will she take it? At Lulu's, she had no clue that Rocco had dinner with Nathan, Albrecht and Britt the other night, and explains that she, Albrecht and Britt have an agreement in place about spending time with Rocco. This means Rocco went behind her and Dante's backs. Nathan tells her Rocco is a good kid and he sees a lot of Lulu in him. Nathan says he'll keep an eye on the boy, so give Rocco a chance to come to her and tell her about the dinner. Laura and Ronnie have words with Drew. In the Quartermain living room, Laura walks in on Drew threatening to send Danny and Rocco to jail. Ronnie explains that Drew forbade the boys from seeing their sister. Laura asks the boys for a moment alone with Drew, so they take off. Laura takes Drew to task for keeping Danny from his sister, but Drew says Danny is a bad seed just like his dad, and she should worry about his influence on Rocco. Ronnie points out that Drew seems to be the one intent on causing trouble, and he seems determined to punish Danny and keep him from his sister. She calls him a disgrace to Monica's memory, and that a man like him doesn't deserve a house like this. Ronnie recalls she could always count on Monica when she was little. However, when the foster system separated them, their bond was broken by callous adults, and they never got it back. Laura says Ronnie is very perceptive, and she won't let Drew turn the boys against one another. Drew starts throwing the Sonny word around to Ronnie, who is tired of Drew. She won't sell this house to him and wants him to go as she doesn't like him. Go Ronnie, go. Drew hobbles out on his cane, but yells his offer is still on the table. Laura applauds Ronnie and officially welcomes her to Port Charles. Who does Emma turn to for help? Rocco and Danny meet up with Charlotte at Bobby's and tell her about their Drew and Scout drama. She fills them in on seeing her dad, including Valentine's warning not to trust Britt. Rocco doesn't want to stop seeing Britt, but he also doesn't want his mom to know, as it hurts her feelings. Meanwhile, Emma and Gio discuss their plans and Emma gets an idea. They head over to Rocco, Danny and Charlotte, and pull them into helping them take Dalton down for testing on animals. Oh great, involve teens who have enough trouble on their plate in your illegal activities, Emma? Sidwell's making moves. Sonny walks into the Metro Court restaurant and sees Marco, whom he congratulates for getting Nina off the hook. He suggests he not let his daddy mess up the good thing he is going at Miller and Davis. Sonny walks off and Sidwell joins his son at a table. Marco wants to know when Sonny will pay for his mother's death. Sidwell says soon. There are way too many grown men with mommy issues in this episode. Martin soon joins the men, and they discuss the upcoming election and Measure C. Sidwell needs those peers. Martin says he'll relay Sidwell's concerns to Drew and takes off. Christina meets her dad at the bar and reveals her mom is defending Willow, which means she's going to try to pin the shooting on Michael. Marco and Sidwell head over to talk to Sonny, who is still with Christina. Sidwell wants to clear the air and avoid future misunderstandings, but Sonny says there is no misunderstanding and that he knows what Sidwell did. Sonny and Sidwell go to the alcove, where Sidwell tries to argue that Selena's men set the fire at Charlie's. Sonny isn't buying it and warns Sidwell that if he wants to come after him, go for it, but be a man about it. What has Drew upset? Drew arrives and chats with Martin, fuming over losing the chance to buy the Quartermain estate. He vents that the mansion is a symbol of the Quartermain status in town, so he wants to take it from Tracy and kick them all out. Martin likes the sound of that. What does Laura tell Ronnie? Back at the mansion, Ronnie fills Laura in on the spiked tea incident and on her throwing Tracy out. Laura says this house has seen worse, and tells her a personal story from years past involving a tea party Edward threw, and that Monica got so angry with Alan that she threw a teacup at his head. Ronnie laughs and loves hearing about the real Monica, not some whitewashed version. Laura feels Monica left the house to Ronnie so she could be a part of Monica's family. In the show's final moments, Isaiah has set up a romantic evening at his cabin and appears just about to give up when Portia arrives at his door late. He pulls her in and they kiss. Curtis tells Jordan that nothing is standing between them now. Tears roll down Jordan's face and she cries that no matter how much she wants them to try again, they can't. Lulu thanks Nathan for talking her down and agrees to give Rocco space. Outside of Bobby's, Gio, Emma, and the others discuss the plans to take Dalton down. Sonny vents to his daughter about Sidwell and Marco. Christina assures her dad that Marco is a good guy, and he just wants peace. Sonny can't shake the feeling that Marco is more involved in his father's business than he lets on, and Sidwell is up to something.